Hello, sports fans. James Williams here for Sports Minded. There you go. We have a tie series now at 2-2 between the Golden State Warriors and the San Antonio Spurs. San Antonio Spurs look like they led the whole game, if I'm not mistaken. Most of the game. I know they led at going into halftime. Mark Jackson told his team going into halftime and during halftime just to stay positive and come out and play hard, and that's exactly what the Warriors did. Took it into overtime, and the Warriors, oof, I mean, they just got the better end of the deal. Uh, the Spurs maybe only had 3 points scored, and that was off a Danny Green 3-pointer, if I'm not mistaken. Other than that, it was all the Warriors the whole overtime period. 97 to 87 was your final score. Like I said, 3 points for the Spurs. At one point, it was a 9-0 scoring run in overtime for the Golden State Warriors. Stephen Curry, I want to say Jared Jack, Stephen Curry, and I guess Carl Landry, maybe, if I'm not mistaken, all had at least over 20 points, at least during overtime. Not during overtime, but going in within the middle of overtime throughout the game, had or at least over 20 points. So solid performance by a lot of the Warriors among Golden State. Klay Thompson had a big basket as well, I think, at the end of the fourth quarter to kind of give that opportunity to send that game into overtime. So great performance by the Spurs. Not the Spurs. The Spurs, I guess you could say, for the first 3.5 quarters of the game. But I mean, anything after that was all the Golden State Warriors at home on their home court. They're going to be sending the game. They're going to have a game 6 at Golden State. I believe their next game will be at San Antonio. Like I said, this game is now 2-2. Solid performance. And with that, we also have golf going on. I know Tiger Woods is in first place, if I'm not mistaken. 13 under, I believe. So something to stay and look forward to with that. No more NBA games today. But if this was one game we were going to have for our Mother's Day weekend, we sure did get a good one. So with that said, don't forget, the Warriors, the Spurs will be going on into Game 5. You also had a few games that we didn't have, the Thunder and the Grizzlies today. The Thunder, they better pick it up. I believe that game will take place tomorrow. They need to get themselves back into the series and make a splash, or they may be going home. With that said, let's look at some of the scores. We had Harrison Barnes was the third man with over 20 points. He had 26 points and 10 rebounds in Game 4. You had Stephen Curry with 22 points and Jared Jack with 24 points. Both Jared Jack and Stephen Curry point guard players. But, geez, I mean, Mark Jackson, you got to give him and the Warriors credit for being a young team, like they said on the broadcast, playing with house money with such a young team. And they're almost 2 more games and they'll find themselves in the Western Conference Finals. Pretty solid performance from them. I'm sure a lot of people didn't expect that from them. I'm sure maybe to some extent the only people who did believe that they can get this far was the Warriors. So with that said, we'll see where this game goes and where the series goes and where they can take it. I'm James Williams.